What's up guys, my name is Lane and today's going to be a little bit more laid back video. Today's video is going to be a Q&A, and the other day I asked you guys over on the new YouTube community tab to submit your questions, and well, I got a whole lot more questions than I was expecting, to be completely honest with you. So I apologize if your question didn't get featured in this video. Make sure to submit it next time that I do a video, but I've got some really interesting ones for you guys today that I think you're going to enjoy. But if this is your first time here, my name's Lane and welcome to the BB Warrior. We're here to help you have a better time both on and off the airsofting field, and I like to do that through informative discussion videos about the industry and trends within it, and informative and honest reviews to help you make a better decision when it's time to make your airsofting purchases. But why don't we start out with the first question in today's video. Cade asks, is using propane on a HiCapa a good idea? Well, Cade, that's going to depend on who makes your HiCapa. If it's made with a metal slide and good components in it, so if you have like a WeTech or a KJW or even an ArmorWorks pistol, you should be good to go running propane. Just make sure to throw some silicone oil in there every once in a while, or just switch over to green gas. I know green gas is more expensive, but it already has that silicone built in. Propane is going to dry out your HiCapa. The same thing for you guys that run HPA. HPA is a dry gas, and so is propane. So it's going to, dry out O-rings and things like that. So make sure to keep everything in your HiCapa lubricated. Now, if you run a Tokyo Marui HiCapa that's stock and it still has the plastic slide, I would not run propane. I'm one of those people that likes to err on the side of caution, and I just don't like running propane in a plastic slide blowback pistol because you're going to run that risk of cracking. Are there guys that go out there and use green gas and propane and haven't broken their Tokyo Maruis? Absolutely. There's always going to be exceptions to the rule. However, the general rule of thumb that I like to use is if it has a plastic slide, I like to avoid the higher pressure gases. So I'll switch over to a duster gas, or I'll just pick up a metal frame. If you're using a Tokyo Marui HiCapa, there are parts everywhere, including metal frames, which will allow you to run any gas source that you'd like. So I hope that helps you out. Again, I don't know what type or what brand, I should say, of HiCapa you have, but as long as you don't have a plastic slided one, you should be good to go. John asks, is it appropriate for airsoft snipers to wear plate carriers? Because now I only see people with chest rigs. So I might be a little bit biased here because I am a chest rig guy. If you've been following the channel for a while now, I've expressed my love for chest rigs over and over and over. That's why I own multiple chest rigs and only one plate carrier. So as a sniper, it's interesting because the VSR-10 system doesn't use a full-sized magazine. It's not like the M4 or the AK where you have the full-sized 30-round magazine. You have a magazine that's practically the size of a pistol magazine. So you don't need a plate carrier in that situation. I mean, truth be told, if you're an airsoft sniper, all you need is like a double pistol pouch on your belt and maybe some hydration, and you're good to go practically. You don't have to carry much as an airsoft sniper, and that's something that I really appreciate about those styles of kits, because when you're sniping, you're not going to be putting that many rounds down range. So you don't need that much kit. And if you're wearing a plate carrier and you have stuff up on your chest, that's going to get uncomfortable when you go to lay down. So if I was to run an airsoft sniper personally, I would run just a belt and a harness. So, the harness will help me hold water and essentials, maybe smoke grenades or frags or a handgun if I wanted something to get a little bit closer to people. But you don't need that much to be a sniper. So I completely understand why we see this trend of either chest rigs or belt setups for airsoft snipers out there. Superior Flannel asks, what's your favorite camo pattern for you? It doesn't matter where you use it. It's just which one you think looks the coolest, so purely aesthetic. For him, personally, it's M81 Woodwind. So something that I've never really talked about here on the channel is I actually collect camouflage uniforms. I've always found it really interesting how different countries have taken different approaches to their camouflaging methods. Whether it's for something to blend in their country or in a different country, I've always found it to be really interesting how each country does things different than each other. So typically the camos that you'll find me using, because I do have a collection, however, a lot of it I don't like to wear, either from rarity or every once in a while I'll pick stuff up that actually isn't in my size if it's a super rare camo that I won't be able to find again. Typically I run either multicam because my cries are in multicam, or I'll run M81 Woodwind because I've wanted to develop a green kit that wasn't a Russian kit. So if I'm at a game like American Milsim and I want to run on cost, Well, I'm going to run M81. I think Ranger Green looks really cool as well. Just it's one of those things I think only looks good in a Cry-cut uniform, and I don't want to spend the money on a Cry uniform. Some other patterns I really like. I really like the Swedish M90 camo. I have a set of that, but I haven't worn it because it's more of a winter set. I'm a real big fan of N camo from Norway as well. However, it's ungodly expensive to get, so I don't own any at the moment. The Spanish camo, I don't remember what it's called, but it's kind of like multicam arid. I think that's really neat as well. And then I like a variety of Russian patterns as well to kind of round it out. I'm not a fan of Oscam. Needless to say, I like a lot of different patterns. I typically like patterns that aren't digitalized compared to digital. I ran AOR for a long time back when I did seal kits. And I really like AOR1 as well. I think that's like the only digital pattern that I still enjoy is the AOR family of patterns. But yeah, that's just a little bit of a look. Maybe one day I'll do like a uniform video and I'll show off, you know, what I have and the neat patterns that I enjoy. But I want to know, what patterns do you guys like? Make sure to let me know down in those comments below. Howie asks, what's the best AK style airsoft gun for about $150? Cyma. There is no competition. Buy a Cyma. They are fantastic guns for their price point. Make sure to get one with the metal body. Those are typically going to be their ones that are in that 140 to 180 range. They are fantastic airsoft guns. I mean, when I bought my E&L, I got a Lemon out of the factory. I wish for $200 less I bought a Cyma, which would have been a better performing gun, and I could have gotten some tactical goodies for it. So if you're looking for an AK, I personally think it's either LCT or Cyma. If you can afford the LCT, go for it. But the Cymas are great guns, and if you're looking to do a full project, they leave you with some money to get some upgrades if that's your thing. While we're on the topic of upgrading, let's discuss our next question. Which is better in your opinion, buying a premium airsoft gun or buying a cheap gun like the Combat Machine, for example, and upgrading it? So typically, I'm the one to recommend buying the good gun out of the box. I find that you're going to get the most bang for your buck going with something like that, and then making small upgrades where you need it to. So I'm personally in the opinion that every single airsoft gun that you're going to buy, short of an Umbrella Armory gun, needs a new inner barrel. Even a Crytek. I am a Crytek fanboy. I do not want a stock Crytek barrel when I buy a new airsoft gun. So I would go out and buy like a Promi or a ZCI or whatever brand you prefer, a Miracle barrel if those still exist. That's something that I always recommend upgrading, but I just think that you're going to get more bang for your buck buying that premium airsoft gun, because you're going to get things that you're not going to get with that cheaper gun, which will be like a better body, you know, a better rail, things like that. And then you can make small upgrades where you need to. Now I understand that might go over some people's budget. And if you either really enjoy tech work or you want to do something like a DSG build, it might be easier to find something a little bit cheaper. Getting like a Crytek Alpha is a pretty good start if you're looking to do a DSG. I'm not a super tech, so I can't give too much advice on doing a DSG build. But personally, I will almost always say to buy the better gun outright. Now, my next project, because I want to work on a new gun for my Russian kit. I sold off my E&L to one of you guys out there actually contacted me. I'm going to be buying a Cyma as the base and putting some upgrades into it. So I might address this again, talking about my experiences with out-of-the-box premium guns and building my own, because I haven't really done that in a while. But we'll see. If I do get this project rolling, I definitely will be discussing it with you guys on the comments. But personally, at the moment, I typically spring for getting the premium out of the box. Finished Goose asks, what do I do if I get insulted on the field, and can younger players wear goggles and lower mesh masks together? So I want to address the first part of your question by saying I've been in your shoes before. When I was a younger airsoft player, or when I was in high school, people would make fun of me. It's an inevitable part of life. But I want you to remember something. Don't let it get to you. I know that's something that can be easier said than done, but don't. If some airsofter feels like they need to make fun of you because you're younger or you don't have as good enough gear or guns, they're just insecure about themselves. They're probably some neckbeard that lives in their mother's basement and has never kissed a girl, let alone held their hand. So if another player thinks that they can make fun of you, don't let it get to you. I wish I could have a better answer than that for you, but I swear if you just ignore it and realize that it doesn't matter. what they say about you. It'll make you feel so much better. And that's one of the things that I use personally here on YouTube, because, you know, YouTube's home to, you know, some really, really bad things that people say on the internet. But answer your second part of the question, that's going to depend on the field that you're going to and the insurance that they have. I know some fields that allow or make people under the age of 18 wear a full mask or a dye mask, but there definitely are setups that are designed for younger players in mind. And One Tigress, comes to mind. I like the One Tigress mask, and they make a smaller version. It's about 2/3 the size of their standard one for people with smaller faces or younger players. So I would look into getting those. Those are only like 14 bucks, and I love my standard size mask. So I would try that, but a lot of it is going to depend on what the field's insurance is. So until you turn 18 or 16, depending on what their insurance is or where you are in the world, you may need to wear a full mask for now, but there definitely are systems that are out there if your field will allow them. What do you think about non-blowback pistols, and can you suggest any models? I think that they're a really interesting system because a lot of the times they're a whole lot more quiet and a whole lot more efficient. If you really think about it, that blowback action of pushing back the frame every time you fire, especially if you have a heavier frame like a metal one, that takes up a lot of gas. So typically they're a whole lot more efficient, and you can get 3-4 mags off of a single CO2 or a fill of green gas or duster gas. The Tokyo Marui MK23 is probably the most well-known non-blowback pistol because you can get like 200 shots off it or something crazy, and literally the only thing you hear is the hammer hitting. So I would recommend that if you can afford it. They're a little bit hard to find here in the US if you're here like I am, but they are a very neat and quiet airsoft gun, and if you live outside the US, I believe you can get them with the foam-filled suppressor. So something like that on like an HPA tap, you'd be good to go, but that's just my personal suggestion. I know Elite Force makes a bunch of models. I heard that they're going to be making a non-blowback version of their Glocks down the road, so that might be something to look into if you like those. But for stuff that's on the market now, I'd look at some of the stuff from Elite Force. I know they offer a lot of their H&K pistols in a non-blowback. And then besides that, I would look at the Tokyo Marui MK23. Well guys, that's going to do it for today's video. It's getting a little long. I want to know, do you guys enjoy these Q&A style of videos? If you do, and you want to keep submitting your questions, well, I'll keep making them. I'm probably going to keep doing these every 2 to 3 weeks or so. But yeah, if you guys enjoy this, or if there's anything specific you'd like to see on the channel, well, make sure to let me know down in those comments below. I always love hearing feedback from you guys, even if it's negative feedback, because I won't improve as a content creator without that type of feedback. But if you enjoyed this video and this was your first time here, well, I would love it if you joined our community by hitting that subscribe button down below. And while you're at it, make sure to hit that bell icon next to it to stay updated when we post new videos every Tuesday and Friday here on the channel. Even if you're already subscribed, make sure to hit that bell icon, because I hear some people that say, oh, I missed this video or this or that. And while you're at it, make sure to check us out on social media. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and all the links to those will be down in the description below, as well as the end card of today's video. I'm starting to be a whole lot more active on them, especially Instagram. So, you know, if you want to see some more like behind the scenes stuff or Gucci kit photos, well, make sure to follow me on there at the BB Warrior, all one word. But that's going to do it for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for staying until the end. This has been Lane from the BB Warrior doing our December Q&A, and I will see you all next time.